It's foolish to go play a slot machine because the bloody thing is stacked against you. So on average, you're going to lose. But you can't tell that to the person who just won the jackpot. Well, they gamble partly because it's fun. You know, like, and I mean that technically. Most of the neurochemicals that your brain produces that are associated with the kind of pleasure that people really like, which is like, for example, the kind of pleasure that drugs like cocaine produce, are produced by risky behavior that has the potential for high return. We like that sort of thing. And people are wired so that they're more responsive to the probability of something good happening than even to the good thing. So, for example, we know that if people win the lottery, a year later they're about the same as they were. No better, no worse. So, actually winning all that money has a limited long-term impact on their happiness. That's probably more determined by their trait temperament. But the lead up to the good event, that's the exciting part. It might happen, it might happen. That's excitement. And that's produced by, like gambling will produce that, especially for some people, because some people are really susceptible to that kind of reward. Everyone's susceptible to it to some degree, and that can be manipulated, and that's what slot machines do. Like slot machines manipulate the human propensity to engage in a certain kind of gambling behavior. It's like a lottery ticket winner. You know, what are they paying for? They're paying for the fun that's associated with the anticipation of the reward. And the brain, you know, your emotional brain isn't that great at calculating mathematical probabilities. And so it sort of says, some chance, you have some chance of winning $50 million. Well, it might be 1 in 380 million, but your anticipation system isn't a mathematical system. It just says, well, you have some chance. That's a lot more than none. Well, in some ways, it's infinitely more than none, because at zero, you have no chance, and, you know, with one ticket, you have some chance. So that gets the old excitement going. People generally assume, here's the thing that I could do that's risky. And the baseline they compare that to is no risk. But that's wrong. Always. It's risk A or risk B. It's the risk of doing something versus the risk of not doing something. Or it's the risk of doing this instead of this. It's like risk is everywhere. So, do people make foolish risks?